Now it's the exciting time of the evening where we're going to formally announce and recognize the recipient of the C.K. Prahalad Global Sustainability Leadership Award. But before I do that, I would like to recognize some special people in the audience. We have here in the audience the wife of C.K. Prahalad, his daughter, his grandson. Is he here? Okay, and also his son-in-law. But please, Gayatri and Deepa, if you could stand up. I know it's an emotional time for you, but I think you can take heart in the fact that the Corporate Eco Forum will sustain CK's legacy and will build on it and will continue to really bring many great companies like CK would have done and recognize them and take forward all the things he stood for. So at this point in time, we are going to announce the award. Many leaders are deserving of this. There were many different companies and many leaders that have done great work, but the company and the person we selected was Walmart Brazil. They are the third largest retailer in that country, and Hector Nunez is their CEO, who's done many bold moves. And let me just talk about a few of those. I think he got his team together and said the following: they won't buy from any companies that employ slave labor. As a lot of us know, forced labor, i.e. slavery, is a rampant problem in developing countries. The second statement they made was they wouldn't buy soybeans sourced from illegally deforested areas. 20% of the world's carbon emissions and 70% of Brazil's emissions comes from burning down trees. They also said they would buy no beef sourced from any newly cleared Amazonian land. Global deforestation emits more carbon than all vehicles. Brazil and Indonesia are at the heart of this enormous challenge. The other thing they did also was Walmart Brazil managed to get their 20 major suppliers to sign an agreement to meet all these goals. These include CEF members like 3M, Coca-Cola, Kimberly-Clark, among others. These suppliers also need to be commended and recognized. But now, who better to present this award to Walmart Brazil and to Hector Nunez than a man who knows the Amazon better than probably anybody on this planet. And that is the person who is probably one of the most eminent conservation biologists. He coined the word biological diversity. He was founder of the PBS Nature series. He also invented the concept of debt for nature swaps. And he's the current biodiversity chair at the Heinz Center for Science, Economics, and the Environment in Washington, D.C., where he served as president from 2002 to 2008. He's also served as the chief biodiversity advisor to the World Bank, secretary of the Interior, and he was assistant secretary of the Smithsonian Institution. So he also takes many different groups to visit the Amazon, and I put my name down on that for his next trip. And I think you probably read his recent op-ed in the New York Times as well. Please welcome Tom Lovejoy.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here tonight with so many people who are thinking about the serious issues of the intersection of economics and enterprise and the future of the planet. So great to have Bill Riley here. I can remember him spending the night on the airport floor in Manaus in his first introduction to the Amazon. I know Robert Hill is somewhere, extraordinary leader in Australia, many others. So Corporate Eco Forum is a really extraordinary combination of people who are really trying to figure our way forward in this great challenge. But what Hector Nunez has done is very special in its own right. And I just want to put it into context very briefly. And I can do that because, in a sense, I've been around the Amazon for a long time. And I first went there in 1945 as a green little graduate student, at which time this immense area, which is as big as the 48 contiguous states. It's so much bigger than it really seems when you look at a map on the Mercator projection. It is huge. And at that point, I just wanted to be the biologist explorer. What a better place to go. There was one road in the entire Amazon. And of course, we know that's no longer the case. And there's been all kinds of problems in deforestation. In 1997, there was a smoke cloud as big as Brazil hanging over the continent of South America because of the burning in the Amazon. And Brazil has actually made some extraordinary inroads in addressing that challenge, but in the end, unless the economic sort of drivers were addressed, they would never succeed. And that is precisely what Hector and Walmart Brazil has done. And you've already heard about it, but it's a supply chain driver of change. And so the two biggest economic interests pushing deforestation, namely the expansion of soy agriculture and the expansion of cattle, were directly addressed by what Hector has done and what Walmart Brazil has done. So it's extraordinary, and we, have to applaud you hugely for that. So thank you so much. So to give it one more sort of bit of perspective, this planet does not work as a physical system. It works as a physical and a biological system. And the heart of the living planet in so many ways is the Amazon. And that's what your program has addressed. So I think we now have a video which can begin to celebrate what you're doing.